Hey, what's up? So, I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend and all that cool stuff. Anime NYC was this past weekend, and I had a lot of fun actually. So, if anybody watching this was there, I hope you had fun too. Also, sorry in advance for the background noise. My fan is on and it's super hot in here, so I'm definitely not turning it off. Alright, let's get into 267. Okotsu and Gojo take on switch training. You want me to give you Sukuna's last finger? I do. You're hiding it somewhere, aren't you? If we feed it to Rika-chan, I can copy Sukuna's shrine. Even if we swap bodies like this, I can't read your memories. Hard pass. Could you take this a little more seriously? I'm as serious as they come. So the back and forth between Gojo and Yuta in their swapped bodies continues, and they basically just talk about how it wouldn't be a good idea for Yuta to take Sukuna's finger right away because he wouldn't understand how shrine would work in the first place. It would take a lot of practice and a lot of technicalities, and they just don't have the time for it, to be honest. The scene then moves from Yuta and Gojo talking to Yuta and Yuji and a few others talking, and Yuta basically just explaining the conditions and parameters of his curse technique copy. He basically explains that depending on how strong the technique is will depend on how big of a body part or what kind of body part Rika needs to ingest to copy the technique, and also explains that if the person whose body part that Rika ingested ends up regenerating that body part, then the technique is basically nullified. He can't use that copy technique anymore, which is why he's still able to use Inomaki's technique, because his arms can't be regenerated or come back with modern technique or any techniques or anything like that. But going past that, Yuta begins to say something very, very interesting. Itadori, even if you can't use it right now, Sukuna's curse technique is already etched in your body. Gojo Sensei confirmed it with the 6 eyes. So, the brat's fingers. He's missing 2 of them. I only removed his little finger when I moved to Megami, but it doesn't look like a fresh wound. You weren't able to retrieve your final finger, were you? Was that a bluff? He didn't use my finger to copy Shrine. He used the brat's. With this revelation, it brings us to a realization that the whole time they didn't have Sukuna's finger, they had Yuji's. And Yuta basically had Rika consume Yuji's finger to take his curse technique. But what happens next is even crazier. Who would have known that our one-eyed queen has finally come back? Let's see some smiles, boys. And landing a very cathartic soul resonance with her curse technique, Nobara has officially arrived back on the scene. Resonance. Yuji is seen teary-eyed, but he doesn't stop for a second, not even for a heartbeat. He lands another dismantle on Sukuna and just begins to wail on him with everything he has. This isn't over. You think you can flame me with this superficial domain? You haven't even been using reverse curse technique to heal your wounds. You surpassed your limit a long time ago, and the vast amount of cursed energy you expended with this domain. You're the one on the ropes, you brat! A double impact after a time lag? Sukuna, it's time. We end this cycle of curses. Flash. Finally, ringing the bell on a long fight. JJK 267. End.